Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. In today's 30-minute wake-up yoga practice, you will enjoy a variety of my favorite morning postures to get the body moving freely without those creaks and stiffness. Get your heart pumping and your blood flowing as you twist, stretch, and bend in this whole body short workout. So grab your mat and let's get started. We're going to start in child's pose. So separate the knees, bring the feet together, bring your hands in front and then walk it on down. Belly between the thighs and head towards the mat. Just take a few deep breaths in and out through the nose. Feel the belly expand between the thighs. Just feel that nice stretch. One more deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Think about your practice today. We're going to be moving and thinking on purpose about each transition, energizing the body, bringing power to our moves and our breath, working out the whole body in the shortened practice. So let's spread out the fingers, reach those arms a little further out in front of us. And then you're going to shift yourself all the way up toward your hands and then shift back toward your hips to heels. And then we're going to come all the way back up going towards tabletop. Draw the knees in so they're in alignment under the hips. And now we're going to, from tabletop, draw circles. Drop your hips toward your right heel, shift to the left, and then come all the way back up over the left wrist, then the right, and then back to the heels. Big circles. 2 more circles. And just check in if there's any snap, crackle, pop, getting things moving, warmed up. Last circle. And then we're going to go to the other direction on our circles. Switching it all the way around. Just notice how that feels. One more circle. And then we'll come all the way up to tabletop. Draw the knees and the hands into alignment. Spread out those fingers. Cat-cow, round through the back. Nice exhale. Inhale, lift and open. Arching the back, exhale, round. Inhale, lift and open. 2 more times, exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round, pushing into the tops of the feet. And inhale, lift. And then find your neutral spine. Look at your thumbs on the floor. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and extend your right arm to the front of the mat. Left leg to the back, extended tabletop. And then reach your right hand back, bend your left knee, and then kick your foot into your hand, extending it up. And then back to extended tabletop, elbow to knee, and extend, elbow to knee under the belly, and extend, elbow to knee under the belly. And we have 1 more to go. Extend and hold, and then hands and knees on the floor. Extend your left hand forward, right leg back. Reach your left hand behind, bend your right knee, holding onto the foot, kicking the foot into the hand, opening up the hip and the heart. Find your breath, find your focal point, and then extended tabletop, and then elbow to knee, and extend, elbow to knee. Extend 2 more times. Elbow to knee under the belly and 1 more. Elbow to knee, belly extend. And then hands and knees to the floor. We're going to walk the hands forward. Tuck your back toes, finding your plank. Feel free to be on the knees. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, rocking into the toes. Slowly bend your elbows into the rib cage, chaturanga. When you get to the floor, go ahead and lower your belly. Untuck the toes, Gently with your hands by your rib cage, lift your upper body and then release your hands. Little cobra here, a little hovering. Take a deep breath in and then exhale, hands to the floor, tuck your chin, gently tucking your toes, pressing up to downward facing dog. And then we're going to pedal out your feet, walk your dog. And then melt into your down dog, soften the knees so you don't go into your low back. We're going to lift the right leg up, bend the knee, and circle the knee 2 times one direction and 2 times the other. And then extend that leg up, 3-legged dog, foot to the floor. And then extend your left leg up, bend the knee, circle 2 times one direction and 2 times the other. Extending the leg up, and then both legs back down. And then now you're going to rock up onto the toes, step, hop, or walk. Both feet forward to a forward fold. And make sure those toes are pointing to the front, about 1 fist distance between. Soften the knees, and just hang out here, maybe hold your elbows. Getting the body moving rather quickly here. Building heat, press the hands into the shins, straighten the legs, straighten the arms flat back. Exhale, forward fold, big toes draw in together, bend the knees, Utkatasana, find your chair pose. Sitting up, sitting back, draw those arms in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, slight back bend, exhale, hands to heart, chair, mountain, excuse me. So hands to heart and then release to mountain pose, palms facing the front. We're going to step back into the right foot, warrior 1, drawing the arms up and back, opening up that heart, bending into it. And then warrior 2, extending the arms, rotating the hips and the heart. Look over those left fingertips, straighten the front leg, and then bend back into it. Turn your left palm up, reverse warrior. Feel free to hold the thigh or wrap your hands around the back. And then back to warrior 2. And then we're going to take that back right arm, we're going to windmill it down to the floor. Find your plank, nice and strong, chaturanga. This time we're going to untuck the toes, pressing up into upward facing dog. And now you're going to go to downward facing dog. Find your breath, deep breath, 3 of them in and out. One more breath. Then you're going to step, hop, or walk. Both feet forward, forward fold. Let's bring the big toes together. And inhale to chair. Sitting your hips back, your upper body comes up. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Slight back bend. Exhale, palms to heart space. Find your mountain. Grounding the feet into the mat. Inhale the arms up. Palms to heart space. Left foot back. Warrior 1, drawing those arms up and back and open. Find your breath. You never want to feel this in the back. Feel the outer edge of your left foot pressing into the floor. And then open to warrior 2. Extending it out, feet are like an L. Relax the shoulders, look over those right fingertips. Go ahead and straighten out the front leg and then bend back into it. Turn your right palm up, reverse warrior, reach for your back thigh or around your back, holding onto your thigh. You can look forward or up. And then back to warrior 2. Relax your shoulders. Now that left arm, going to windmill it all the way forward. Find your plank, nice and strong. Rocking forward on those toes, chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Find your breath, melt into your down dog. After your third breath, right leg comes up, three-legged dog. And then bend the knee, bring the foot forward, finding your crescent lunge, finding your balance, coming all the way up. Open up, arms are apart, shoulders relaxed. Now we're gonna bend into the back knee and straighten. Make sure your weight is even between both the front and back leg. 2 more, bend and straighten. And 1 more, bend and straighten. And then pivot your back heel onto the floor to find your warrior 1. So the outer edge of your left foot is pressing into the mat. Make sure you can see your big toe on that right foot. The knee is in alignment. Option to bring the palms together. Open up that heart. And breathe. Now we're going to take our hands from above the head. We're going to release them and bring them behind the back. Interlacing behind the back. Opening up that heart. From here, humble warrior. Rotating down, bringing the belly to the thigh, nose to the knee. Now this is where you're going to challenge yourself. We're going to release the fingertips, reach them to the front, and you're going to lift off your back leg, finding your warrior 3. Leveling out your hips. And then bring your hands to the floor for a forward fold. Bring both feet together. Bend the knees and then step, hop, or walk back to plank. Nice and strong. Chaturanga, lowering down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Soften the knees. Relax your shoulders. 3 breaths here. After your third breath, the left leg comes up. 3-legged dog, we bend the knee. We bring the foot forward, finding your crescent lunge. Slowly coming up. Arms are apart, opening it up. Bending into that back foot, back knee, and then bend the knee and lift back up, making sure you can still see your big toe. The knee is over the ankle, down and up. Slow and controlled, down and up. 1 more time. And when you come up, pivot onto the back heel. So we find our warrior 1. Option to press the palms together. Find your breath. Now we're going to take our hands from above, bringing them down, interlace the fingers, press the palms together. Humble warrior, bringing the belly to the thigh, nose to knee, arms up. Now from here, we're going to release those hands, extend them to the front, pull your back heel off the floor, level out your hips. Warrior 3. And then hands to floor, feet together, forward fold. Bend the knees, step, hop, or walk, back to plank. Nice and strong. You have an option here, 2 options. 1, you can lower your right knee, kick it out as a kickstand, come to a side plank, or you can stack your feet, find your balance, and find a side plank. Nice and strong. And then we're going to bring it back to regular plank. Same thing goes on this side. Maybe you can drop your left knee, kick the foot out, come to a side plank, or you can stack those feet, lift those hips, find your breath. Embrace that shakiness, and then take your right hand back to the floor. Find your plank. Rock forward on those toes, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Keep breathing. Now you're going to take your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Now you're going to bring your right foot forward. Between your hands, pivot onto the back left foot. Windmill to warrior 2. Bending into that front knee. Make sure you can see your big toe. extending it. Find your breath. Hopefully you're warm now. Take your right forearm to the right thigh. Extend the left arm overhead. Find your breath, side angle. We're going to add a little core here, a little bit of strength. We're still working that whole body. Inhale, both arms up. Straighten out the front right leg. And then extend your right arm to the front of the mat, left hand on the hip. Hips move towards the back of your mat. Open up that heart by pressing the back of your right hand into the inner thigh or the shin. Triangle. Option to reach your left arm overhead. Again, opening up the heart, find your breath. Now you're going to take that top hand in the air. You're going to bend your right knee, bring that top arm all the way down, place it on the floor next to your right foot. Pivot your back heel off, twist in a low lunge towards the right thigh. Find your breath. Now you're going to bring both hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Find your plank. Use those powerful muscles in the upper body. Upper body strength. Rock forward. Chaturanga. Elbows in. Up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Inhale and exhale. It's always good to stop for a moment, find your breath, think about your next flow. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So let's be purposeful in our movements. Left leg comes up, and then you're going to step it forward. We're purposely pivoting onto that back right foot, windmill up to warrior two. Extending, think about nice and tall spine, shoulders over hips, arms to the front and back of the mat. Now you're going to take your left forearm to the thigh, right arm up overhead, reaching either to the sky or over your ear, palm down. Feeling that nice lengthening through the right side of the body, feeling the muscles working from the toes all the way up to the crown of the head. Now we're going to extend both arms to the sky. Straighten out your left leg. Feel your hips sliding towards the back of the mat. Left arm to the front. Inner thigh. Opening it up, holding that hand, the back of the hand on the inner thigh or the lower leg. Right arm is up or on the hip. Triangle. Again, I just give lots of options, so you pick what feels good to you. Finding your breath. One more. Thinking again about your purposeful movement. That right arm is coming all the way to the floor as you bend your left knee. Twisting, so your back heel comes off the floor and we're twisting to face the left. Reaching that arm up to the sky. Find your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we're going to bring both hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Nice and strong. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Now you're going to chaturanga towards the belly. Before we go though, any further, we're going to lower the belly. Draw the elbows under the shoulders, lifting to your knees first to a modified elbow plank. Tuck the toes and then lift the hips a little higher. Elbow plank. Find your breath. And then shift your hips gently side to side. Getting a little core work here. Finding your breath. Even if you're on your knees, you can still be shifting side to side. Find your center. Slowly lower the hips all the way down. Untuck your toes, lift to a sphinx. Pressing those palms into the floor. Option to straighten the arms, lifting a little higher. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slide the elbows out, belly all the way down to the floor. Press the palms into the mat next to the rib cage. Child's pose. Slide your hips towards your heels, all the way back down. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. So a lot of these standing postures and flow that we have done, those are some of my favorite ones, just to really get the body going and to build strength and mobility. And it connects the brain to the body. Muscles learning what to do. One more breath. Now from here, we're going to come out of our child's pose. And I want you to just cross your legs or bring them to the side. Find your staff pose. Feet come out front, sitting up nice and tall. Think about flexing your feet, pulling your heels off the floor, pressing your hands into the floor, lengthening through the spine. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, lift your palms. Try to stay nice and tall. Good. Now, option one is to bend your left knee. We're just going to give it a hug. If you would like, you can bend your right knee and pull your right heel towards your left glute. Lift and lengthen, and then twist towards that left knee. Feel that nice, lovely stretch. Hopefully you're a little bit warmer. Working those legs. We're not quite done yet, though. Now I want you to twist, counter stretch. Left elbow inside that left knee, rotate, look over your right shoulder, and then back to center. We're going to unwind that left leg, uncross it, extend both legs nice and straight, inhale the arms up, breathe, 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 inhale, and then exhale the arms all the way down, and then this time we're going to pull the right foot across the left thigh. Option to bend your left knee. And then you're going to reach and wrap your left arm around the right thigh and twist towards the right. And find your breath. Inhale and exhale. So we were moving. You might have gotten the heart rate up a little bit. Just think about how the body is starting to calm a little, bringing the heart rate down a bit. And then we're going to counter stretch, bring that right elbow inside that right knee. And maybe your heart rate didn't get up too much, but that's okay, we got warm. Any movement of the body is great. We're going to come back to center, unwind the legs, extend them straight out. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And maybe you grab hold of the two big toes, relax the shoulders. As you lengthen and lean forward, maybe bending into the elbows. If you can't reach your toes, that's okay. Anywhere on the thighs or the shin is fine. And then inhale, lift the arms. And then exhale, pull the hands underneath the thighs, lift and lengthen and sit back like you're going into a boat pose or just kind of chilling out, right? Option to let go of those legs. Option to float the legs or even release those hands. Find your boat pose. Use those core muscles. Inhale and exhale. Option to straighten the legs, point those toes. Bend the bottoms of the knees, bringing the feet together in midair, holding onto the ankles. Option to grab your big right toe, extending it up, bringing it back in. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to do the left toe. Extend that left leg back up and back down. Both legs, extending them up and out. And if you roll backwards, that's okay. Just come back up to join. And then we're going to bring the feet together. We're going to release back to boat. Lift and lengthen. Pull those shoulders away from the ears. Flex those feet. And then slowly lower your heels to the floor. Adjust on your mat so you can lay all the way onto your back, placing your feet flat on the floor, hands next to the body. And walk your feet about hip distance apart, reaching your fingertips towards your ankles or your feet. And then gently press into the feet, lifting the hips, lengthening, coming to a bridge. And then slowly lower those hips all the way back down. We're going to bring the arms to cactus arms, the back of the hands on the floor. And again, these are some of my favorite ones when I just want to get it done. Challenge the body, bring the feet off the floor so knees and hips are 90 degrees. You're welcome to bring the knees together, squeezing them together, and then slowly bring both knees to your right, twisting. You can look to your left. You can even bring your knees towards your elbow. See if you can get them to hover above the floor. Take a deep breath in And then on your exhale, bring those knees all the way back up. And then let's try the other side. Now you are going to look to the right, take a couple breaths here, just like we did on the other side. And then when you get to your second breath and the second exhale, that's when you bring the knees all the way back up. And then we extend the legs all the way to the sky. Find your breath. Now you're going to bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor, but bring the bottoms of your feet together and the knees open. And then reach both hands towards the front of your mat. Start to lift your head, looking forward, and then lift your feet off the floor. Find that core strength, it's working. Lower the feet, extend the arms overhead. And then again, reach the hands forward as you lift the feet. Knees stay wide, and it all the way back down. We have 2 more to go. Lift and reach. And extend back down. Think about your breath. Inhale, exhale as you come up. Take another inhale, and exhale as you lower. And then bring the feet back together. Let's hug the knees into the chest, and a little rock side to side. And then we're going to bring both feet to the floor. Feet are flat. Let's take the right ankle over the left thigh, open up the knee, pressing into the left leg, lift to a single leg bridge. While you're here, maybe reach the arms overhead with an inhale. And then with the exhale, bring the hands down, bring the hips all the way down. And then uncross that right foot. Place your left ankle over the right thigh. Let's lift to our single leg bridge. And inhale the arms overhead. And exhale the hands down and the hips. Uncross that left foot. And then bring the knees to 90 degrees, pushing your back into the mat, arms to the sky. Now you're going to reach your right arm overhead and your left leg to the front of the mat. And try to have everything hovering above the floor. And then bring the knee back in, reach the right hand to the sky, left hand overhead, right leg to the front of the mat without touching. Again, engaging all the different stabilizer muscles of the body, and then bring the right knee in, left arm up, hug the knees, but separate them to the armpits, and then push your feet to the sky. Find your happy baby, a little rock side to side. And then find your center, press your tailbone to the earth. And then slowly release the feet, maybe a hug of the knees, and then release the feet to the floor. Extend the legs straight out, finding your Shavasana. Walk the shoulders away from the ears, and let's close our eyes for a moment. And just feel the energy running through your body. You're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Movement is medicine. As we move through the different postures, just it reveals a lot about our body. And now from here, you can open the fingers wide and then make a fist and then open them wide and wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. You're welcome to stay in your Shavasana, or you can roll to your side, taking your time. You can take your time coming all the way up to a seated posture, sitting up nice and tall. Thinking about how you felt at the beginning of class. A lot more energy now, feeling a lot looser, not so many creaks going on. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.